Congress passed and Joe Biden signed a ban on TikTok in April of last year. Now, the way that the ban operated was a little intricate, and so it went through the court system, and finally, the Supreme Court said a couple days ago that yes, the law is legal, it's all good to go, and TikTok will be banned if ByteDance, this Chinese company, did not divest from TikTok. And the way this ban was going to operate was the platforms that give you access to downloading TikTok, the Apple App Store, the Google Play Store, they weren't going to be allowed to host, maintain, sell, or update the app under any circumstances. And then every time they did, it would be like a $5,000 fine. Mm-hmm. It's 170 million people use the app. Obviously, they weren't going to take that legal challenge. Mm-hmm. They weren't going to take that risk. So that's how the ban was going to operate. Donald Trump, a couple days before he's getting inaugurated, maybe the day before, says, TikTok ban isn't going to last. I'm going to sign an executive order extending the deadline for ByteDance divestment for 75 days, and we're not going to ban TikTok. Mm-hmm. And what that says to me is he's not going to enforce the law for these 75 days during this extension. So, if the Apple App Store were to put TikTok back on the App Store right now, Trump is saying his attorney general won't pursue legal action against them, won't pursue litigation. What's your immediate thoughts to that?
Not surprised.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been pretty neutral on whether TikTok is banned or not. Well, compared to most people.
So I'm coming at this from a different angle.
Yeah.
I don't really give a crap if TikTok is banned or not. I don't really care.
Yeah.
What I do care about is precedent on the relationship between Congress and the president. I care a lot about that.
And see, that's where I'm not surprised.
Okay. Well, this hasn't been done before. Congress passed this law saying, and after January 17th, ByteDance has to divest, or you will incur this penalty for hosting it on your platform.
Yes.
Donald Trump says, I see your date. I don't care.
Yep. I mean, it's just what I would expect Trump to do with how much power he has concentrated and accumulated.
This is what makes me so scared about the second Trump administration.
Yeah.
The burnout.
But I don't know if it's burnout. It's just I mean, maybe it's burnout. It's that this is what I expected. Like, don't you think this is what we should have? Like, doesn't this make sense to you that this happened?
I guess, but it just means that, it means that Congress basically has no authority to tell the president to do anything.
The courts might still.
Yes. The courts have to rule on this, and then the courts have to say whether or not, this is legal for the president to do that.
Yes. But it is also a problem that he can just disobey everything that Congress passes to send it to the courts, which are going to be overwhelmed and have some time lag to actually make him do the things that he's saying that he won't do.
Now, the president has the authority to play around with timelines a little bit, but not if it has an exact date for implementation. Then it doesn't. Then you don't have that. And the litigation has been pretty clear in the past. That's been pretty a closed question here.
Yeah.
So the fact that he's challenging this means that he's probably going to challenge every norm in the entire book.
Yes.
Which I guess we should have expected. We did expect it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make it any better when he does it.
Yes. It just makes it much scarier.
And it happened right away. I mean, even before the guy was inaugurated.
Yeah.
The guy's saying, no, I'm going to completely ignore the constitutional interpretation of the relationship between the president and the Congress.
Yeah.
Totally going to ignore it.
Yeah.
Right. And so if that's the case, why are we even pretending that the Congress has any power and it's not just a rubber stamp for the president at that point? Like, if this is going to be the way things go now, if a Republican Congress passes with the supermajority a tax cut, can the Democratic president say, I'll do it in the next fiscal year? Like, is that the world we want to live in? Is that the country that we want? That's insane.
No, but it is. But I think it is the world we do live in. It is the world of the next 4 years.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know if maybe it's a valuable way to think about this, is that the rules have changed. It's not that there are no rules, it's that the rules have changed. And it's that I think Trump will still be responsive to political pressure in some ways, whether it's the masses hating what he's doing. Like there are certain things that he will stake his brand on, and he will not be okay with suffering losses in those arenas. But it's no longer the rules that are written down in the Constitution. It's no longer the rules that have been etched into stone.
It's Trump's it's Trump's relationship to the people and his ability to accept enough praise from them.
Yeah, it's the role of it's kind of how I would try to analyze any autocracy. Autocracies are still responsive and worried about doing things so poorly that they create a bunch of social unrest and thus are overthrown. He will still have that, and he will have that at a worse, it'll be worse for him than it is for Xi Jinping in China.
Right, because we have such an open media environment, and the pushback would be vocal.
Exactly.
And
like even though he has brought a lot of congressmen to heel, there's still people who are independent enough that if he's doing crazy shit, they will speak up. Mm-hmm. So but it's just we have shifted much more towards that side of things.
Yeah, it's scary. I think it's silly. I mean, it is silly. I don't think it's silly. It's silly that, the first major threat of Trump's autocracy was fucking not banning TikTok.
Yes.
I hate that that's how the world we live in right now, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It also grossed me out that the New York Times is publishing 6 stories on the TikTok ban. Dude, there's 4 million people about to lose their health insurance in a year.
I think you're being a little self-righteous, or not self-righteous. You're being a little righteous. Yeah, because even though that is more important, still there are 170 million people that are about to be viscerally affected by this thing they spend 2 hours on every day.
Yeah, and I think that's what just kind of pisses me off.
Sure.
Is that they're getting viscerally affected by that, but not the other thing that's obviously more important.
Yes.
And you can fucking take your crap looking at a wall like we did when I was a child. We can, I don't know, you fucking babies, you man babies.
Yeah, you can take your crap looking at Instagram Reels instead of TikTok.
I know. Okay. Oh my God, I hate that people were so mad about TikTok getting banned, dude. I'm going to post this video to TikTok.